Welcome to the Advisor Growth Experts YouTube channel. My name is Patrick Brewer. I'm the founder, and I teach financial advisors how to grow, buy, and eventually sell their RIAs for more. I'm also the CEO of Wealth Plan Group, which is a $3 billion RIA with advisors spread out all around the country. And today's topic is authenticity. How to set yourself up to be successful as a financial advisor while still being true to yourself in the process. What I found, having built my own advisory firm and managed larger firms over the years, is that it's very difficult sometimes for advisors to really find themselves in this profession. And I want to jump through a recent conversation from two thought leaders on LinkedIn and give you my thoughts as it relates to how can advisors be authentic, should they be authentic, and what does that actually look like when it comes down to managing and growing your practice day to day. Okay, let's hop into this discussion here on LinkedIn. The first point of view comes from Matthew Jarvis, who runs a successful advisory business. He also has a podcast that's very well listened to in the industry. And he launched this post out about 2 weeks ago around the topic of authenticity. I'm just going to read it, and then we're going to jump over to the opposing viewpoint, and we're going to just kind of hash this out. So Matthew says that authenticity is severely overrated. I don't want my pilot, surgeon, or any other professional to be authentic. I want them to be the best they can possibly be, I'm assuming, at their profession. That said, once they become the best, if they want to add some of the unique flair, authenticity, that's great, but not before. Advisors get this backwards all the time. They see Michael Kitces wearing authentic blue t-shirts, forget that the guy spends hundreds, maybe thousands of hours a year mastering his trade. Like having a work-life balance, you have to earn the privilege of being authentic. Until you spend all of your time and energy becoming the best and being the authentic version of yourself that your clients want. I've worked with thousands of advisors at this point, including my own practice, and I know of no exceptions to this. How about you? So you can see that he is definitely in the camp of leaning into who you are as a professional, making sure that you're delivering best-in-class service as a financial advisor, and the rest will kind of take care of itself. And if you want to add a little flair along the way, you do you. But ultimately, what matters is how people view you as a professional, not necessarily how they view you as a human being or an individual, at least not at the forefront of his thoughts on this topic. Now, this was followed up by a post from Justin Castelli. I'm going to read this one as well. Saw a post that, and just to mention, Justin is also a thought leader in the industry, runs a couple businesses. I had the opportunity to talk to him a few years back. He's a great guy. So let's see what Justin has to say on the matter. So I saw a post that I felt the need to share an opposing viewpoint on. I hope that anyone reading this, and especially those who may have seen the post I'm referencing, realizes you don't need to earn the right to be yourself. We all have the right to bring our authentic self to the world, and I'd go so far as to say that we have an obligation to bring our authentic self to the world. Since this post was about financial advisors, I want to tell my peers you will do your best work when you're bringing your authentic self to your clients. Trying to earn the right to be yourself will most likely lead to being unhappy, growing tired of the profession, and not bringing the energy your clients deserve to them. This is true for everyone, not just financial advisors. Authenticity does not replace doing the work. You've got to learn the business, gain the experience, build your business, all of which can be done while living your truth. You can't out-authentic the knowledge and skills you need to be a good financial advisor, but you can gain all of that while being authentic. Okay, so I think we get the idea here. So Justin obviously comes in on the other side of the argument and says that in order to be successful, you need to lean into who you are as an individual, who you are as a human being, and then bring that out into the profession. And then ultimately, I'm assuming your clients will be attracted to that. And, obviously the skills and the things that you need to be a good advisor need to be, they're table stakes, right? In Justin's opinion here. So who is right in this argument? And I think we can get a sense that it's probably somewhere in the middle. You can see like 58 likes here, 28 comments, 54 likes, 57 comments. So this is a pretty divisive topic. You can see people weighing in and saying, yeah, no, I totally agree. Being authentic is a total waste of time. And then you could see on this side, people saying like, oh my gosh, you're so right. Like you need to be authentic in order to be successful. So my experience in all of this is it really depends on the types of clients that you're working with. So first and foremost, when people are looking for a financial advisor, they're looking to control some type of a risk generally. They're looking to plan for the future and eliminate risk associated with unexpected outcomes. They're looking to control risk associated with their investments. They're looking to realize certain goals in their life, some of which may be aspirational, but most of which are around mitigation and control of some uncertainty that is making them feel uncomfortable. So if your authentic self makes people feel like you're risky in any way, I think you put yourself at a disadvantage in this business. For example, and I'll speak from my own personal experience, I have a sleeve tattoo, like I don't show it much on camera, but I have a sleeve tattoo. And if I walked into a meeting with a 65-year-old retired couple, they're going to look at that and they're going to be like, this does not make sense. Based on what I'm looking for, the service that I would expect, the type of individual that I'm looking to work with probably would not have this level of belief. Now, does this inform my ability to be a good advisor? Does this have any reflection on my credentialing, CFA, CPA? No, it has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with their perception around risk and the type of individual that they would want to work with in order to mitigate that risk in a planning context. Also, if you have different types of lifestyle choices that you are, let's say, leaning into, let's say you don't want to get married and have kids. Well, most people who seek out financial advice are fairly conventional in nature. So they're going to look at that and they're going to think that's a little strange. So even though you may be living to your authentic self, your ability to relate with people who have more conventional lifestyles is going to be diminished. So there's a lot of other examples here, international travel. If you travel extensively, you go to different countries, people may have opinions of those countries that you're traveling to. If you, have different hobbies and things that you focus your time and energy on, they may not understand those hobbies. They may not be interested in them. And if you express that very specifically in your meetings, then they may not resonate with you. So I could go on and on about the specific ways in which a person's authentic self might put them in a disadvantage during a sales process with a more conventional client. However, I will say that Justin is right in the sense that if you're going to market and you're going to attract clients and you try and do that in a way that isn't true to yourself, you're going to sound flat. So what I found when I would do videos is if I did a video on a topic that I didn't really care about, even if it was a really good video and I, went through all the different points and, outlined it in a way that I thought was compelling, for some reason, like the energy of my communication just didn't get across in the video. And mostly because subconsciously, I just didn't care that much about what I was talking about. And the viewer, even though maybe they got some value from it, they just didn't connect with me because my soul wasn't in the video. So that's just one example, but I would say more broadly, if you're able to identify and lean into your unique advantages as a human being, you're going to be much more likely from a marketing context to attract the type of people who want to work with you. Now, again, if your authentic self is way outside the realm of a conventional, traditional person, then I think you're just going to face challenges. Even if you're going after entrepreneurs, who tend to be a little bit more unconventional, what I found is they want somebody a little bit more conventional when they're thinking about managing multiple millions in assets, because that's just what they expect for their money. So I think the truth is somewhere in the middle here. I think Matthew Jarvis has it right when he says that most people really just want you to be the best professional. They don't really care, I would say, at least this has been my personal experience, about who you are and what you believe and, how you can help aspirationally get them to a point where they're not currently at, because that's not really our job. Our job is to mitigate uncertainty. Our job is to help with goals-based planning. Our job is to get them to a place where they feel comfortable, where they can maximize their time, energy, and money in their life. It's not necessarily to change their entire vision around who they are as an individual. A lot of that is already set, and frankly, that's not ultimately what they're paying us for. And I'm not saying that that's what Justin is arguing for here. I think all he's saying is you should just be yourself, because there's only one you, and if there's only one you, then you're not competing against anyone and you can go out there and get clients. And I would say absolutely, with a few caveats, which I've already mentioned. So again, I think that the devil's in the details on this stuff. If you are a very unconventional person, I would say you're probably better off just, living that out in your personal life and just selectively disclosing certain aspects of it in our business. If you tend to be a little bit more conventional already, then I don't think there's a problem with leaning into who you are as an individual and having your full self expressed in this profession. But I do think that depending on the type of market that you're working in, the specific geographic area of the world that you're living, a lot of this is nuanced. So I would caution you, if you're going after conventionally minded retirees, if you're going after people who are just very, very, by nature, more risk aware, just live your identity in a way that feels comfortable to you, but just also be aware that certain people have expectations of you. So I hope that's helpful. I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer to this, which is evidenced by the comments section. Nobody's wrong here. I think it's just a matter of finding your unique value proposition, what you bring to the table, and then identifying, or likely that market identifying you as you put more content and your belief system out into the world. So hope that's helpful. Get out there. And if you need any help with marketing or anything of that such, go to www.advisorgrowthexperts and we would be happy to help you. Take care.